"Hook's off! Hook's off!" squeaked several high-pitched voices. Before Jinx could react, some flying somethings, she initially thought they were bees, dislodged the 5 hooks that were embedded in her dress. Then they flew off down one of the many corridors, the heavy ropes dragging behind them. One of the flying somethings remained. It flew right up in Jinx's face and saluted. It was definitely not a bee. 9201, 9201, Private Lennox P. Raspberry, fountain pen filler to General Van Nut, reporting for duty, ma'am. The creature regurgitated this information in staccato rhythm, without stopping for breath, and in a thick Scottish accent. Then it relaxed its arm and hovered in the air. "Where did you come from?" said Jinx. "The clam beacon, ma'am." This answer made no sense. The Scottish accent didn't help. Presently it dawned on Jinx who, or rather what, she was speaking to. Private Lennox was a jelly baby. He was identical in size and appearance to the jelly babies Jinx had eaten in the past. Some people are unaware that jelly babies have faces. They're too busy scoffing them down to notice. He had pinprick eyes, a bump for a nose, and a horizontal line for a mouth. Very basic features, but definitely a face. "Aren't you—" "Raspberry, aye," said Lennox, beaming. "What I mean is, aren't you a jelly baby?" "A raspberry jelly baby, aye, ma'am. Though I'm part mulberry, and I had a great-grandmother who was a red jelly bean, but you'd never know it from my profile." He turned sideways and gestured to his nose with both hands. "A flying raspberry jelly baby," said Jinx. "Flying Scottish raspberry jelly baby," corrected Private Lennox. A flying Scottish raspberry jelly baby wearing a tam-o'-shanter. Lennox adjusted his tam-o'-shanter, which was slightly too large for him. "Nice, isn't it? I got it last week for my 18th birthday. I used to wear a kilt," he added, eyeing Jinx's tartan dress. "But this job can be slightly drafty, if you know what I mean." "But how is it you can fly?" said Jinx. "You don't have wings." "You don't either," said Lennox. "How do you stay grounded?" Jinx couldn't answer this question, so she asked another. "Did you say it was your job to fill somebody's fountain pen?" "Yes, ma'am. Nearly drowned twice, I did." Jinx said slowly, "You nearly drowned filling a fountain pen." Lennox merely stared at her as he bobbed up and down in the air. "Nearly drowned in what?" "Ink!" Lennox exhaled noisily and rolled his eyes. The conversation stalled. "Well," said Jinx, clasping her palms together, "haven't you got fountain pens to fill somewhere?" "No, ma'am. I'm here to calculate the travelling time to your destination and to guide you there." I don't know what my destination is." "I do," said Lennox, so forcefully that Jinx was surprised when he didn't follow through with, "So there. Oh, you really are stupid." From somewhere beneath his tam-o'-shanter, Lennox produced a comically large chalk stick. Then he took up a tiny blackboard that was hanging around his neck on a string. On it, he began to do some sums. 3 minutes distance," he said, after working through a sum 3 times and achieving 3 different answers, one of which was the word lobster. "Are you sure?" Jinx was eyeing his blackboard, which was covered with scribbles and crosses. "Maybe if you hadn't started sketching that Christmas beetle in the middle of your calculations, you might have—" "Course I'm sure, and if the Christmas beetle hadn't landed on the end of my chalk stick, I wouldn't have had to sketch it, would I?" He shook the chalk stick, and the beetle flew off. "Was the beetle relevant to the answer?" said Jinx, watching it go. "Yes, what would you know about such matters?" It occurred to Jinx that agitated was Lennox's default mood. "And how does the word lobster fit into a math problem, I'd like to know?" "The lobster," said Lennox exasperatedly, "holds the sum together with its claws, like so."